On June 21, 2025, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed into law Senate Bill 10, a piece of legislation that has quickly become one of the most debated education policies in the state's recent history. This new law requires that starting September 1, 2025, every public school classroom across Texas must display a framed or poster-sized copy of the Ten Commandments. The display must use the King James Bible translation and be at least 16 by 20 inches in size. As the 2025-2026 school year approaches, educators, students, and families are preparing for the significant changes this law will bring. The passage of Senate Bill 10 did not happen in a vacuum. Advocates, including Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, argue that the Ten Commandments form a foundational part of American law and moral tradition. They believe that displaying these biblical principles in classrooms will reinforce shared societal values, promote respect, and provide students with ethical guidance. For supporters, this is about restoring what they see as important moral touchstones to public education, referencing a time when similar displays were more common in schools across the country. However, the law's requirements are precise and leave little room for local discretion. Every public school classroom from elementary to high school must hang a poster or framed print of the Ten Commandments, sourced specifically from the King James translation of the Bible. The size, at least 16 by 20 inches, ensures that the text is prominent and easily visible. Supporters claim that this visibility is essential, emphasizing the educational and cultural importance of the commandments in shaping the nation's legal and ethical frameworks. But as the ink dried on Senate Bill 10, controversy quickly followed. Critics argue that the law infringes on the First Amendment's Establishment Clause, which prohibits the government from endorsing any particular religion. Many educators, parents, and religious leaders have voiced concerns that mandating a Christian religious text in every classroom could alienate students and families of different faiths, or those who are non-religious. They point out that Texas is home to a diverse population, including Christians from many denominations, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, and those who claim no religious affiliation at all. This tension reached a head in July 2025 when a group of 16 families from various religious and non-religious backgrounds filed a federal lawsuit to block the law's implementation. The case, Rabbi Nathan v. Alamo Heights Independent School District, argues that Senate Bill 10 violates constitutional protections by promoting a specific religious viewpoint in public schools. The plaintiffs include not only Christian and Jewish families, but also those who identify as secular or atheist, highlighting the broad spectrum of opposition to the law. The lawsuit has quickly gained attention both within Texas and nationwide, as legal experts and advocacy groups weigh in on the implications for religious freedom and the separation of church and state. As the new school year approaches, Texas school districts face uncertainty. While the law is set to take effect on September 1st, the outcome of the pending lawsuit could determine whether or not the mandated displays actually appear in classrooms. Some districts are developing plans and sourcing appropriate posters in anticipation, while others are holding off, waiting for further legal guidance. Supporters of Senate Bill 10 remain adamant, emphasizing that the Ten Commandments are not just religious teachings, but also historical documents that have influenced Western law and ethics for centuries. They argue that students benefit from exposure to these foundational principles, regardless of religious belief. Opponents, meanwhile, caution that the law risks excluding or marginalizing students who do not share the same religious background, and that it could set a precedent for further religious mandates in public education. The legal and cultural battle over Senate Bill 10 is far from over. The federal court's upcoming decision will likely have a significant impact on how Texas schools proceed and could influence similar debates in other states. For now, communities across Texas are watching closely, weighing the balance between tradition, education, and constitutional rights as they prepare for a new chapter in the ongoing conversation about faith, law, and public life in America.